Hi everybody. I know some people are really struggling with 2.1, so I'm gonna do, oh shoot, sorry. I'm gonna make a video to talk about it. Okay, I know these tables look really gross and you're like, why am I doing this? So one important thing that we do in statistics is we like to put our data into groups so we can make graphs, we can summarize it. And one way we do that is through these frequency tables. And I've heard some comments about the book's not great. So I was going to make a video and show you how I teach it when I teach it face to face, and it might make it easier. So I'm going to do it in a Word doc, but I want to show you I've grabbing this data, and you can grab the data all at one time like that if you want to. And what I've been doing is I put it in a Word doc, and then I take it row by row, like our column, and I do Control C, and then I go to an Excel file. And I'm going to do it right here. I do home, and then I do paste, and I do paste special, and I do text, and it paste it for me. So I don't have to I don't have to type it in by hand. I think Google Sheets does this. So this might help. You can also put it in the calculator. On the midterm, you will not have data sets this big, I promise. But one of the great things about Excel is now I have all 50 values here, okay? So what I can do is when I go and I can click on the column like this, and I can do data, and I can do A through Z, it gives me the smallest to the largest. You can even reverse it and do this, Z through A, and it gives you the largest, and then as I go down, I can get the smallest. So Excel can be really helpful. I'm weird. I always do smallest to largest. That's how I was taught. All right. So here we go. Let's go back to my form. And the first thing I always want you to do is make your class boundary. And I'm going to put that here. Oops. This is all weird. Sorry. So I'm going to make my class boundary. All right. So class boundary. How did I get that? So what I did is I found my largest value, which is if I go look at my data and scroll down, I can find that I had 79 was my largest and my smallest was 28. And when I look at the table in WebAssign, it wants 5 classes. So 79, let's do it this way. This might make your life easier. Remember to put your parentheses or do it in 2 steps. So you're going to do 79 minus 28 divided by 5 gives you 10.2. We round up, even though the rules of rounding say we wouldn't round, we do round for this. Okay. It wants me to start with the lowest number, so I'm going to go to 28 first. Okay, that's my first number of my class boundary. And then it wants me to count up 11 spaces. This is where it gets tough. So I want to show you what I'm doing. 28, 29, 30, 31. Oh, let me make it bigger. I'm really sorry. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. Okay, because if I count, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is going to be 28 to 38. A lot of people probably would have done 28 to the 37. Remember, you're counting 28, okay? So then remember, because I need them to overlap, okay, remember the rules of this, then I'm going to do this. Oops, sorry. I did my 38 or 28. Now I'm going to do 39, okay? So then I need to count to 11 again. And you can always do this if you want. 39, 41, or excuse me, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, am I close? Comma 49. Let's see if I'm close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did I do too many? No, I'm good. 11. Okay, to 49. Okay. Okay, I'm going to keep going. And again, remember, all I'm doing is I'm filling in this table right here. I'm just doing it on an Excel file. Okay, so I use 49. Now I've got to do 50. So I'm going to do 50. And again, you see the pattern. So this would be 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Okay, so this will be the 60. So this is going to be 61. So now I know the pattern. This is going to be 71. This will be 72. And this will go all the way up to 82. Okay. Because I have to be consistent. Even though my highest value is 79, I'm keeping these class limit intervals at 11. So remember, 38 minus 28 is 10, but that's the number of spaces. We're looking at the actual that you have 11 values. Okay. I hope that makes sense right there. We're going to keep going, I promise. All right. Let's do this. Class limits and class boundaries. And let's see, midpoint all use the same things. Frequency, relative frequency, and look, I'm going to make them a different color. I know you're like, why are you doing that? But it helps me to color code this because I can keep them straight, and I'll show you why in a minute. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get through these class boundaries, and I'm going to use a lot of color, so it should be good. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I always start this way. I always start with my second class boundary. You're going to have two class boundaries. You're going to have your lower class and your upper class. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do lower, lower, and then upper. Okay, all right. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my second lower class boundary. So what I'm going to do for this one, and I'm going to, let's do it in light blue. Okay, so I'm going to take, 39, and then I'm going to add it to 38. Okay, and I'm going to divide by 2. I want to find what's in the middle of 38 and 39. So if I added, let's do it down here. Okay, so I'm going to do 30. Why is it being difficult? Sorry. If I do 38, let's do it this way. 38 plus 39, divided by 2. And what does that give me? It gives me 38.5. Okay. So this right here is 38.5 for my lower class boundary of my second class. Because this one is class 1, this one is class 2, this is class 3, this is class 4, and this is class 5. Okay. So then if I want my upper class boundary for my second class, I'm going to add 49 plus 50, divide by 2, and then I get 49.5. Okay. The cool thing is if I subtract 49.5 minus 38.5, I get 11. Okay. So this is my lower, this is my upper. Okay. So I've done my second class boundaries. Okay. There's a reason I'm doing this, and it'll make it really easy. Okay. The upper class boundary for one class is the lower class boundary for the next class. Okay. Because remember, when I did this one, I had to look at 39 and 38. For this one right here, I have to look at 50, and I'm going to use a different color. 50 and 49. Okay. That's where I get that one. But if you think about it, this one is the purple one, and this is the purple one too. I know these colors are obnoxious, but it might help. Excuse me. So what does that mean for the one in front of it? So 38.5 I got from the blue, remember? And then here I can do, let me go over. Oh, no, don't do that. I can do 38.5 here. Okay. So that's blue. Okay, so you see where I'm getting them. All right, so now I need to find, and I'll go back to the first one. Now I need to find this value right here. So I know I've got 60, and let's make that a different color. I'm sorry for all the colors. We're going to do it gray. 60 plus 61 divided by 2 gives me 60.5. Okay, Yep. So then that makes this one, all right, let me do that. So the cool thing too now is, remember, I was doing the same thing here, 60.5. Do you see what's going on? I'm kind of staggering them. The lower class boundary for one class is the upper class boundary in the previous class. So as you can keep seeing, I'm just doing that. And now I'm going to kind of be a little lazy because I'm starting to see a pattern, okay? So if I wanted to know, okay, 60.5, I could do it 71 plus 72 divided by 2, or I could add 11 to 60.5. And that gives me 71.5. Okay? So again, let's do it a different color. Let's do it. We'll do it. These colors are gross. Let's do it another yellow. Okay, so this is going to be yellow right here. Oops. It's being difficult. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do that as yellow. And then I'm going to make this one yellow here. So then, okay, so this 71.5 stays yellow. And then remember, 72 plus 71 divided by 2, oops, is 71.5. All right, so that's great. So now I've done everything I've done, but this is really cool. All right, so let's look at this. 38.5 plus 11 gives me 49.5, plus 11 gives me 60.5, plus 11 gives me 71.5. It's going up from blue to purple to gray to yellow by 11 because why? That's my class. Oh, yeah, I should have said that. That's my class width. I'm sorry I put boundary there. I'm so sorry. It should be class width because that tells me how wide my classes are. Okay. So right here, what am I going to do? I'm just going to subtract 38.5 minus 11, and that gives me 27.5. Okay. And where did I get that again? I'm going to write it down here. Okay. Oops. 27.5 is from 38.5 minus 11. Okay. So then, all right, so I've got my lower one, but now I need to look here. I need to figure out what this one is going to be. Okay. I need to put the little thing right there. Okay. So remember here I subtracted 11. Here I'm going to add 11. So I'm going to do 71.5 plus 11 gives me 82.5. And again, where did the 82.5 come from? 82.5 is from 71.5 plus 11. Okay. So those are my class boundaries. I have my lower and I have my upper, and you can see how the colors, how they relate to the class limits over here. Okay, midpoint is so easy. So midpoint is just the middle of the class, okay? It's just like the middle between these two. So to get the midpoint, and let's do this. I'm gonna give us more room so you can see this. Okay, excuse me. So the midpoint for this one is 28 plus 38 divided by 2, okay? So 28 plus 38 divided by 2 gives me 33. So then for the next one, 39 plus 49 divided by 2 gives me, let me do this. That gives me 44, okay? You don't have to show your work in there. They just want the answer, but I'm just kind of showing you to help you. So then 50 plus 60 divided by 2 gives me, I'm just doing it to check myself because it's been a long day, divided by 2 is 55. Okay, here's my hint. 33 plus 11 gives me 44. 44 plus 11 gives me 55. 55 plus 11 gives me 66. and 66 plus 11 gives me 77. Okay. You can solve them by hand if you want, but again, they're increasing by 11. Same with here. These are increasing by 11. These are increasing by 11. And the difference between the lower class boundary and the upper class boundary is 11. Same with the class limits, because that 11 is huge because it's the class width. That's how I did the whole thing. Okay, I'm going to stop this one right here. Well, let's go ahead and just do frequency. I'm sorry, this is so long already. Okay, frequency, relative frequency, and cumulative frequency. This will be really easy. Okay. Going back to my data, so I know my lowest number is 28. I want to know how many values are from 28 to 38. So I go back to my Excel file, and I remember I wanted 28 to 38. All right. I don't know if you can see this. If I go down here in my thing, and it says number of selected cells, do you see I'm here? I get like the average of those 4 cells. I get the count. So there's 4 values that are between 28 to 38. Okay. And I'm not going to count 39 because that's not included. So this one will be 4. So there's my frequency is 4. Okay. 39 to 49. Okay. So I'm going to do it now here. 39 to 49. Ooh, I have more data. Okay. So I go here and then it tells me my count is 25. Right. So I'm going to put 25 here. Okay. 50 to 60. So I've got 50 and I'm going to go down to 60. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, 50 to 60. I have 18. Again, I'm just looking right here for that count number. And I think every student in the USG should get a free Excel. It should come from your home institute. I do think Google Sheets might do this too. Okay. Oops, sorry, I forgot to figure it out. 61 to 71. Okay. 61 to 71. I've got 2. And then I've got one value, 72 to 82, and it's 79. Okay. So I want to make sure, this is where I check myself because I want to make sure I have 50 values because I knew originally I had 50 values. So I'm going to add up 4 plus 25 plus 18 plus 2 plus 1 gives me 50. Okay. So, relative frequency. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my frequency and then I'm going to divide it by my sample size. So 4 divided by 50, and I think the homework wants it as a decimal, equals 0.08. Okay, next one, 25 divided by 50 should be 50%. Again, it's been a long day. I'm tired. Okay, so I'm going to do 0.50. 18 divided by 50 equals, 18 divided by 50 equals 0.36. 2 divided by 50. So 2 divided by 50 equals 0.04. And then 1 divided by 50 equals, excuse me for my cough, 0.02. Okay, so I've done that. Yay, done relative frequency. Cumulative frequency is really easy. And I'm going to show you. Remember, it says last column, easy. Okay, what's my first frequency? It's 4. Okay, so then for my next cumulative frequency, it's going to be 4 plus 25 equals 29. Okay, for the next one, it's 4 plus 25 plus 18. And what does that give me? So 4 plus 25 plus 18 gives me 47. And again, you don't have to show your work in WebAssign. I'm just doing it so you see it. 4 plus 25 plus 18 plus 2 gives me 49. And then my final one, which is everybody added together. And here's another check to make sure that you've included all 50 values. 50. Okay. That is how you do a frequency table. And I know it's a lot. And then when you make your histograms, and I'm hoping the book talks about this. Histograms can be made from class limits, or I'm sorry, we can't make them from class limits, because they don't touch. But what we can make them from is class boundaries and midpoints. So think of it this way. Histograms, the bars touch. In a bar graph where we use qualitative data, the bars don't touch. So I always think of it as histogram. Think of a capital H and you have two vertical lines and then you have a horizontal line in the middle. I always think that shows me a histogram where they touch. Again, bar graphs don't touch, they're qualitative. And then you're probably like, why did you use that example? But that's how I remember it. Okay, that's how you do it. Again, I got the data, I got my class width, and for my class widths, I could finish the whole table. Again, class limits, class boundaries, and midpoint all pull from the same thing. Frequencies, relative frequencies, and cumulative frequency pull from the frequencies. So once you get this class limit, you can answer all the questions. All right, one more thing that people have been asking are these kind of questions. Refer to the table showing a frequency distribution of quiz scores. If the score of X equals 3 or higher is needed for a passing grade, how many individuals passed? Okay, so X, they're saying, is the score. And it might help you when you do this just to put what it is. And this is F, remember frequency, number of individuals. Okay, that's all it's looking. It just didn't put a title. It's being a little bit tricky. So if I wanted to know, say, let's say we do this. Oh, crappers, sorry. Say I want to know how many individuals got a 1 on the quiz. Okay, so I go here to 1 and I look at the number of individuals, so it's 2. Okay, so how many individuals got 2 on as a score on the quiz? 3. Okay, so now it wants to know X X equals 3 or higher. So higher is 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so those are my scores, but then that means I just need to add what's in green up. So I'm going to add 6 plus 5 plus 5 gives me 16. So how many people passed? 16 of the people passed. 5 did not pass. So that's how you read these kind of tables. And I think just don't think too much into them. Just know F, they're talking about frequencies, and that should be a little F. I hope this helps. If you need any more videos, let me know. I'm happy to make these. Take care.